On November 26, 2025, Guinea-Bissau experienced a military takeover following a highly disputed presidential election, plunging the nation into further uncertainty. The military, led by Brigadier General Dennis Kenya, claimed their actions were necessary to prevent a plot involving politicians and drug lords manipulating election results. However, critics quickly suggested this was a staged event, a sham coup, orchestrated by incumbent President Umaro Sissoco Embalo to avoid electoral defeat. Embalo has a history of fabricating coup attempts, and the timing of this takeover, before election results were even announced, raised significant suspicion. International figures, including Senegal's Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko and former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan, openly labeled the event a sham or a ceremonial coup. They pointed to the unusual circumstances of Embalo's reported arrest and subsequent swift freedom as further evidence of a pre-planned scenario. Following the takeover, the military installed General Horta into a Naman as head of a one-year transitional government. They immediately suspended political institutions, media outlets, and the entire electoral process, effectively halting democratic functions. Borders were closed, and a curfew was imposed, isolating the nation and restricting the movement of its citizens. This swift action drew widespread condemnation from the United Nations, the African Union, and ECOWAS.
Guinea-Bissau was subsequently suspended from both the EU and ECOWAS, with urgent calls for an immediate return to constitutional order.
The nation's long history of political instability, exacerbated by its role as a major drug trafficking hub, fuels skepticism about the military's stated reasons. Protests have erupted across the country, with citizens demanding the release of arrested politicians and the rightful announcement of election results. Civil society groups have called for strikes and acts of civil disobedience, further challenging the legitimacy of the transitional government. President Embalo has reportedly sought refuge in Senegal, Congo-Brazzaville, and Morocco, highlighting the precariousness of his position. This coup raises serious concerns for the future of democracy in Guinea-Bissau and the wider West African region, amidst a troubling trend of military takeovers. The effectiveness of regional responses is now being questioned, especially with some member states withdrawing from these international bodies. Weak institutions, a history of military intervention, and the pervasive influence of drug trafficking remain the core underlying causes of Guinea-Bissau's chronic instability. Only one president has completed a full term since independence, underscoring the deep-seated challenges facing the nation. The long-term impact of the 2025 takeover necessitates governance reforms, anti-corruption measures, and economic development. Navigating this complex political landscape will be a significant challenge for international support, as Guinea-Bissau seeks a path towards lasting peace and stability.